Hello, everybody, and hello to Keith, who's first to say hi. And Jeepers, it's been a very long time since I've just had a sit down live stream with you guys and a sit down live stream with Whiskey, by the way, because Whiskey Friday unfortunately got cancelled on last Friday, but we will be back to normal programming this coming Friday. So, flip, a lot's been going on. It's been a busy week, so where can I start? Lots of editing and writing. Got an article, a big one that I wrote for The Truth About Guns that Dan Zimmerman will hopefully be publishing soon. Two articles for Paratus I'm busy editing right now. The video about how to license a gun that got published this morning. I'm doing another short 10-minute video about another topic for Thursday. And then I've got Mike Schisler on the show on a live stream talking about the economy at 9 a.m. on Thursday morning. And the merchandise is coming along nicely. They're about to sort the proofs out. Web developers building a whole e-shop for me. So all the transactions will come through Paratus. So it'll have a pay fast option, so you can pay with credit card. You can pay with instant EFT on PayFast, I think, and there will be SnapScan and Zapper options as well. So we'll link all those things in to make it as easy as possible for me to take your money, and then with the courier guys, ship the product to you, and to try and keep the courier costs as low as possible as well. So hello, Keith, Mr. Punisher, Andre, Daniel van Sale, AG, Shane Bain. Good to see you. Grumpy Old Man and Susan. Waar is your ice of whiskey cubes? Only this is famous grouse, so I only have a little bit of ice, like one ice block in there. It's not that harsh that I really need to, put excessive H2O in there. It's the same like I drink my Jack Daniels with only one block of ice as well, preferably. And there's some that I drink completely neat without ice at all. But how you guys been keeping? How's your weekend been? How was your week so far? The story about the guy, oh gosh, the guy that carries his gun, empty chamber, 4 o'clock, just tucks it into his pants without a holster. And that's the way he carries because his Krav Maga instructor told him to do it that way. That kind of exploded my brain a bit. I'm like, yeah, that's good luck getting that thing into play during a violent interpersonal confrontation. And this is the weird thing I don't get. I mean, if you do Krav Maga, it's a martial art, right? So there's sparring involved. And when there's sparring involved, it means that you actually fight another person, even though there's rules. I mean, you can't gouge your eyes out and you can't screw their head off by their ears from their neck. But you can kind of figure out that in this type of confrontation, you're not exactly going to have a hell of a lot of time, firstly, to get your gun into play, and secondly, to then rack it to try and get feet around it and then shoot the guy who's trying to kill you. Usually by putting a blade into your aorta. It just doesn't work like that in real life. And one of the major things that people forget about holsters is it keeps the gun in the same spot, regardless of what happens. That's what a good holster does, so that when you need to draw it, you know where to go and you will find it there. And it will have a certain amount of retention and it'll help you. A holster is actually a very, very important tool and piece of kit. And I just look at the story and I go, this guy's been told, maybe I was a bit harsh. Maybe I was a bit harsh calling him a dumbass because maybe he really doesn't know. And maybe he really thinks that his Krav Maga instructor knows best. And this guy then went and told his student that, carry 4 o'clock position or whatever, empty chamber with no holster. And I just look at that and I go, that's a great way to donate your gun to the first motivated violent criminal who decides to target you. It's just horrible. I hope the hoodies aren't in time for summer. Listen, Cape Town winter lasts until like early December, so there'll always be a market down here for them. But I'm going to find out tomorrow again what the status is of the hoodies. The caps are coming along really nicely, so that helps. Hello, Laurie. It's always good to. Are you on the YouTube sometimes, Laurie? Are you a Facebooker only? Caitlin, hello. Thank you for joining. And by the way, Caitlin, she makes jewelry and she's really, really good at it. And you can find her on the Paratus business directory. And till Caitlin, I'm going to totally destroy your surname because this isn't my first whiskey. I just did a Zoom session of karate this evening, so everything hurts. But you can find her under Tildesley, whatever. We'll have Caitlin on the show, by the way, to talk about jewelry. Tildesley, Caitlin Tildes, because there's actually some really interesting things about diamonds, and then there's a make-believe diamond. Caitlin, what's the name of the make-believe diamond that they grow in the labs? That's becoming actually quite prevalent and very difficult for even jewelers and people who know their diamonds and gemstones to discern from the real thing. That was a very interesting conversation we had, and I think I need to try and get her on the show this week or next. Dean, nice to see you here. And who else? Russell, as someone who did Krav Maga for years, this oak is a complete nutter. Running to bed, you learn from that nutter. And this is the thing with all martial arts, whether it's Krav Maga or karate or judo or jiu-jitsu, it's all unarmed combat. Okay, there's different philosophies behind it, but ultimately it's the same thing. And none of it by itself is going to save you. That's why, I'm not going to fight someone with my karate skills in a parking lot. I'm going to try and make space to shoot them. If, presenting the gun doesn't scare them off. That's if, they're trying to put a blade in me. I don't want to get up close and fight them unnecessarily if I don't have to. Although, funnily enough, with a knife, getting up close might be a better idea than staying far away. But that's a topic of discussion for a whole nother day. Zart, been carrying appendix in a waistband for about 2 years. Now it seems I have a hernia and it's impossible to carry AIWB and we need a new plan. Maybe centerline holster. Centerline could work. Look, appendix I love. I love doing it, and it sucks that you have to work around a medical issue with it. But try 4 o'clock. I used to carry 4 o'clock, my HK USP, in a Comtac Minotaur holster, and 4 o'clock in a waistband. Worked really well, concealed beautifully, and there are options of similar sort of hybrid holsters in SA that also work quite well. Laurie is, of course, a boomer. Dude, I'm not even going to try at this stage of the evening, and after the 2 whiskeys I've had, to try and pronounce that. Moissanite? Okay, apparently it's moissanite. That's the one. That's the thing. Cool. That's Caitlin's business. She's awesome. She's like, if you need custom-made jewelry, talk to her. Cubic zirconia. Is it cubic zirconia? Hello, Mareka. It's good to see you here. By the way, my favorite purple cow, Mareka, will hopefully join us for Whiskey Friday on Friday if you're not working. If you're working, just tell your boss you've got other stuff to do. Krav certainly has its benefits if taught properly, which luckily it is in the majority of cases, but the empty chamber philosophy is not practical to say exactly. Look, the thing is, Krav is a system of combatives, okay? It's not a philosophy pertaining to firearm training and shooting, and I would certainly not recommend it as such. But there's really good Krav Maga out there, and it can pretty much possibly work for you, and rather go do that than do nothing. Yes, Andre got in there. All of you, thanks, Caitlin. I butchered the pronunciation probably. Heine, good to see you here. Can we add some moissanites to trade for some armament and ammo? Well, I'm sure Caitlin can talk to you about that. She probably needs a gun. Goeienaand, Charles. Ek was ook laat, moenie worry nie. Always. You butcher the spelling, I butcher the pronunciation. That's how we work. That's a good team. Herman, good to see you as well, sir. Where can I do pistol shooting in Cape Town area? Need to rent the pistol. If you need to rent, there's 2 places I'd recommend going. One is City Guns. I think they offer the rental. Yeah, they do. They always did. City Guns in the City Bowl, or at False Bay Sports Shooting Club in Fishoek. They also have a facility. I don't know of any others, but if any of you guys do, please pipe up. We like helping each other out. Carolyn, good to see you. How's Atlanta? are you guys still doing okay over there? Violent crime is through the roof here. Farm attacks are through the roof here. All sorts of shenanigans are through the roof here. And every single day, I've got more people contacting me to buy their first gun, which is why I made that video about licensing your first firearm, which is on the YouTube channel. So please spread that far and wide if you don't mind, guys. I'd really appreciate it. It's a quick 10-minute one because I know people don't have the attention spans to do like hour-long discussions about gun licensing. And a lot of the guys and girls, a lot of them are girls who want their first firearm license. A lot of them are young and they are students. And this is what we need for gun rights in SA, is those people to get into it. Okay, Andre at least can mooi se night. Okay, I will remember that. Holiday for 2 more weeks. Okay, then definitely we've got Mareka for Whiskey Friday. Pencil you in, or pen you in, whatever you prefer, for Friday, 3 p.m. As usual, programming resumes. And for those of you who've just joined, please, if you can, 9 a.m. on Thursday, I've got Mike Schisler in studio, and we're just going to talk economics. Well, not theoretical economics, practical economics, like i.e. the economics that affect you as a person and a citizen. If you've got any questions you'd like me to ask Mike, please send them to me, and then, or even pop them in the stream. It's going to live stream. What are my thoughts on delays involving GPW and the printing of license cards? Deliberate ploy to have less firearms in public hands. Apparently what happened is the SAPs haven't paid the printers again. This is apparently not the first time this has happened. No, certainly not. So government bullshit has again led to card printing being delayed. But then again, there was the ANC today who issued that notice to their own employees that they don't have money to pay salaries for June. So even the ANC can't pay salaries. How's that? That's brilliant. I'm Goying. Hello, Grant. Outer waistband does work. It does work. It's just a bit more of a trick to conceal. Yes, some COVID in the background. Hello, Borsley. Well, it might be, who knows these days. Brendan, good to see you here. Brother Hammer, I haven't been to lodge in ages, but hopefully as soon as the virus is away, I can. Shoal says, I'm off to go get some hollow points tomorrow. What do you carry? I carry Winchester Ranger Ts. Now, I carry, in my defensive shooting, I shot the Plus P Plus, the double overpressure 127 grain ones. They worked fine. I do recommend, if you can, get the slower, heavier bullet, the 147 grain. That has, in all the ballistic tests I've seen, performed better. So get the Winchester Ranger T 147 grain if you can. But if you can't, if you only can get 127 Plus P Plus, that's fine. It's not going to wear your gun out like everyone says. I mean, it's not like you're using the stuff for range ammo. If you can afford to shoot Ranger T 127 grain as range ammo, then you can afford all the new guns you're going to need that you could possibly wear out. So there are better hollow points probably out there, but there's nothing wrong with Winchester. You need a rental spot in Pretoria/Centurion. Is this for renting guns, or is this for renting a house for you? You need to clarify that a little bit. Some of the material's decent, but as I shall stick to my Murio Mediorde in Knoop. Oh, okay. Hello, everyone from the other side of Africa. Ahmed, it's great to see my favorite and only Algerian, unfortunately, that I know. Cheers. And assalamu alaikum and all the good stuff. Welcome. Zark, I shamelessly punted the wooden sunglasses I make up for us. Dude, okay, so Zark, this is all about bringing like-minded people together and collaborating. And you've got my contact details. I'd really like a pair of your wooden sunglasses, handmade sunglasses, and I would gladly, well, I might even wear them on the show, even though people are going to think I'm weird. They already do. Are there any of, just as an opinion poll, any of you watching me right now, if you think I'm weird, let me know. That might be all of you, but I would gladly wear your sunglasses on here, and I'd gladly help you punt them. And if you're not on my business directory yet, it's free. Please email me your details, and I'd love to put you on there, dude. Times are tough right now for everybody. And the more people who make money, the more people can buy my merchandise, giving me money. So everybody wins if that's the case. If you can read this, your boo. Graham, you always shuttle between the two, don't you? Start at Facebook and then come over to YouTube. As Keith said, Winchester Rangers, they're so prolific. I mean, you can find Winchester Ranger teas anywhere and everywhere. Werner, thanks for the Ronnie review. Got my Ronnie on Saturday and went to rage immediately. I am so glad it did. And the strike fire is the one I actually meant to talk about. So what I'm going to do with the demo, Ronnie, is I've spoken to Azzy. I'm going to put one of those red dots on there. I'm going to try and take it to the range next week. I wanted to do it this week, but I just didn't get the time. So I'm going past CHS tomorrow. I might do a sneaky live stream from there, but probably not. But we'll see. Does anyone want me to live stream from CHS Guns tomorrow and pirate the internet, and then we can just do a walk around the store? Let me know. But I'm going to get a Vortex on there, take it to the range, film it, and just most people can figure it out, but just demo it because it's fun. And I really would like to demo the Ronnie. Licensing is essentially paying for consent for a government to spend your money to protect your ass to pay more tax. That's exactly the whole thing. And unfortunately, we inherited licensing from Britain, which is the worst thing they ever bloody came up with. Oscar, never too soon. Maybe for the audience, dude, but not for me. Not for me. There's no joke that ever comes too soon. Andre carries the 147 grains. Excellent. Guns, rental guns. Okay, anyone knows where Dean can rent some guns in Centurion? I know there's a place in Atterbury in Pretoria. At the Atterbury Valley Mart, there's an indoor shooting range there where you can rent. So, yeah, go for it. The Algerians drink, Graham. I spent a hell of a lot of time in Algeria, and goodness gracious, they're not a dry country by any stretch of the imagination. The oil camps there are dry, the oil and gas camps, but that's a safety consideration, not a religious one. So, indeed, it does. This is obviously a blend. And unpopular opinion, I used to love Famous Grouse. It is a really good whiskey, but at present, I'm actually enjoying the taste of Jack Daniels considerably more. I don't know what's changed. I've always liked Jack Daniels, but I've always liked Famous Grouse as well. And at the moment, yeah. Okay. The weird is what it is. Okay. Excellent. Zark is going to put himself on our database. Wear the glasses to avoid harmful post-whiskey radiant light. Indeed, I will have to do that maybe tomorrow. I still have so much editing to do tonight. I've got 2 articles. One's by Brian. Brian, if you watch this, Brian does genuinely suffer from ADHD, which means he writes really good content, but gosh, like editing it to make this, he loses his concentration. He writes and it kind of, his concentration's there, and the final like third of it plummets down straight through the floor. And I have to start tying the sentences together. And I don't know, after having 2 whiskeys this time of a Tuesday night, if my editing is going to be able to save the article, but it's going to run tomorrow come hell or high water, so it better. The stock is tight at the moment. So far, I've only found Magtech and Renu. Listen, there's nothing wrong with Remington Golden Sabres. If your gun's going to eat it, make sure it feeds properly, hey? But if your gun's going to eat it, like I've got 2 boxes of Golden Sabres that I haven't actually done anything with, and they're fine. Asseblief contact my Zak. Okay, so Rowan also wants to pay for the Weekend Warrior, so he'll also wear dodgy handmade wooden sunglasses on his dodgy streams. Okay, so CHS live stream. Okay. All right, I'll try and go early. I'll tell you what, when I wake up tomorrow morning, I'll just put a post on the Facebook page so that everybody know what time I'm going where. Everyone wants a CHS live stream. Aziza, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. And I hope you vacuumed. But clearly. Walt, the trading area is moeilijk because so we need that film there. All right, so we won't film in the trading area at the CHS bunker. Okay, we'll film in the nice area that's neat. That'll work. Okay, there we go. Centurion Indoor Shooting Range. That's where you can rent a gun for shooting. Heine, 147 a softer recall impulse, so easier site acquisition and reacquisition. And that's actually true. The plus V plus is pretty hot. It gets a bit bouncy in the hand, especially if you're shooting it out of a Glock 19. Even HK-USP, which is a bit bigger, you can feel it. Correct, Keith. It actually is bourbon. And I had to go read up on the history a bit because Jack Daniels insisted on not classifying their spirit for marketing purposes as a bourbon. They insisted in calling it Tennessee whiskey, but they are, as far as I'm aware, the only Tennessee whiskey. So there's no real thing like Tennessee whiskey at all. I mean, there's Jim Beam, but they're from Kentucky, which is a similar product. And am I committing sacrilege by comparing Jim Beam to Jack Daniels? Let me know if I'm upsetting anybody, but it's actually a bourbon. So that is entirely correct. Allison. Hello, Allison. Licensing is a pain in the butt. I had to have a comp that I'm waiting for. As I've bought a .22 and a shotgun, and now I need to license. Problem is, competencies are taking forever. They are taking long, but you will get it. Hang in there. And Allison, are you members of any of our groups? You're obviously on the Parados page. So thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for watching. I actually appreciate every single person that thinks that nonsense I talk is worth listening to. And a lot of it is nonsense. And to be honest, if people disagree with me and think I'm a complete arsehole, please tell me, because I won't censor you. I'm not Twitter and I'm not Facebook. And I don't think the sun shines out of my arse, although it sounds like that most days. That's just my sparkling, magnetic personality. Jack, yes, I know. God, I put my foot in it so badly. I do ask for this treatment and this abuse. I ask for it. Tactical HQ is not in Centurion, but in 4 ways. But you can rent almost anything there. A firm, you can indeed. I had a pleasant surprise with Bain's whiskey. Just so you know, I've had Bain's more than a few times. The South African whiskies are actually really bloody good. So Bain's is pretty solid. And then there is Boerplaas. They're from Calitzdorp, whatever, however you pronounce it. They actually make a very good brandy, but they also make an excellent whiskey. I believe it's made from maize mash. But I'm saying this under correction. It's very light, super easy to drink. Love it. And then I've had the stock standard 3 ships. People keep, Brian likes on Whiskey Friday, because that's mostly what he's stuck with, is 3 ships. He likes hating on 3 ships. I see personally nothing wrong with a good 3 ships. If it was good enough for Questcom Base, it's probably good enough for me. And if Jack Daniels was good enough for Frank Sinatra, it certainly is good enough for me. Steve, it was an absolute pleasure, dude. And thanks for copying me into your email. And you need to Steve is one of the lucky bastards who had a green card, never ever applied for a white, and now the cops are refusing to reprint it after his wallet got stolen. And you know what, that's nonsense. So we're trying to help Steve out to get the cops to do their job, which is a sad thing. They should just be doing it. But Reika, you sympathize with Brian far too much, but that's fine. I understand. Which parts do you sympathize with his hatred of 3 ships? Do I have a PayPal, or can we use Apple? I do actually have a PayPal. My PayPal got approved today. I'm still waiting for my Sorry, I'm lying to you. I don't have a PayPal. I have a SnapScan. My SnapScan got approved today. My PayFast is getting approved as we speak. Should be good to go tomorrow. Just for everybody, this is the Zapper code. Stand by. Yeah. So there you go. If you want to contribute drinking money to Whiskey Friday and all sorts of other horrible things, you can scan that with your phone, rewind and scan it or whatever. I always appreciate it. And thank you to everybody that has. I'm going to set up a nice Paratus membership thing. I want it to be built properly, though, where I can send you, if you sign up for like a year, I'll send you some merch for free. And then I'll give you like a 25% discount on everything else, and I'll send you a certificate and some other cool stuff, maybe a patch or 2. We'll talk swag, because people like swag, and I appreciate the support. So it's a give and take. All IT guys, especially the Cisco ones, especially Brian. They are fucking dear. 530 for 20. Is that the Golden Sabre? I assume that's a Golden Sabre. Sorry, I'm catching up to comments. Gideon, ek sal maar vir jou 'n bietjie moet oorkry sodat jy 'n bietjie van my single malts kan laat proe. Ooh, you know what? The lockdown was so terrible. I actually started digging into my sacred single malts, and some of them have it gesnevel, but they were great. They were good single malts. They will be missed. One day I will get some more. Geef asseblief julle emails, as ek sommer nou. Okay, so Zak, let me give you my email in the meantime. I don't have anyone else's, but you can contact me at that if you want to email me. And because everyone now knows, everyone who watches the show by now knows my email off by heart, probably. I hope you do. That's awfully narcissistic thing to say. Just ignore that. I can't edit that out in post, but just act like you didn't hear it. The YouTube subs have been growing steadily. They have. Charles Jeepers. And I haven't been really pushing as hard as I should, but at the same time, right, people get ad fatigue. That's also why my coffee that I just wait 2 seconds. Can you wait for me 2 seconds? I'll be right back. Just take a quick ad break. Actually, wait. Throw the coffee at me, please. This is my Force Powers. There we go. This is Rian's coffee. The link is in the description, and I promise that's the only time I'm going to punt it. Every packet of coffee you buy from Boeretroos via the link on the video or below the video, Paratus gets a cut. That was a really cool thing that they did for me. So I don't want to punt the channel all the time. I don't want to punt subscribers because people get gutful of it, and I can quite understand why. And you know what? It's growing perfectly organic as it is. Jim Beam is beter as Jack Daniels. Oh, I've started a thing now. Can I admit something to you? I don't recall my opinion on Jim Beam. I'm going to have to buy some and redevelop my opinion. Bourbon is bourbon, which has its place sometimes. Okay, cool, Keith. Thanks for popping your email there as well. There's a great bourbon called Mark Twain. Usually can get it at Liquorland. Never heard of it, Graham. Can you flip and believe it? I've never heard of, well, I've obviously heard of Mark Twain, and I think I've read 2 of his books when I was a kid. But, okay, I will try and find Mark Twain at Liquorland. Voorstier, my SIG P365 license was approved at the end of Feb, still waiting for the Dornus card. That's a pain that I know only too well. You will get it. Just hang in there. And the day that you pick that, and it's really, really, really abusive that we are stuck in a system where this is how, like, law-abiding, decent, good human beings have to be subjected to just to get a gun. I mean, for Pete's sake, it's not like we're getting nuclear weapons here, guys. It's literally just a firearm. It's a 9mm. You can only do so much damage with it. SnapScan, yay, binnekort, Susan. So I'll get my SnapScan thing tomorrow, hopefully my little code thingy-mabobby, and then I'll just shamelessly force it into my videos so that people can scan with their phones. But I sympathize with Brian's ADHD and his writing losing coherence. Oh, okay. But you are an engineer, so you know all about thermodynamics and calculus and all sorts of horrendous things that I have heard of but do not understand remotely, nor shall I pretend to understand any of these things remotely. But yeah, I get the bond you guys have now. Yeah. Okay. So the patches I really want to do, how do you want them to look? I really like the trigger motif thing, and I just need to find a really cool way of incorporating that. So my neighbor is an architect, and he's done all the graphic design on the hoodies that are to come and the caps. So, but he watches the streams, he reads the comments, he takes the suggestions very seriously. So if you guys have some serious suggestions, please let me know for patches. One day I shall travel to Cape Town and we shall find a nice 12 or 15-year-old single mod. Andre, I will so take you up on this, officer. Gladly. As soon as interprovincial travels open, which is hopefully soon. Beth, good to see you. Please subscribe to Beth's channel. Eleutheria is awesome. And she's done amazing work over like the last while. Well, since and before. Hello, Beth. Random question. Do any of the smart fellows here know a thing or two about financial immigration? I need my local bank account approved by SOB for the funds from my policy to be paid into it, but Tito's millions of those through return calls from the emails. I'm not going to pretend like I know anything about financial immigration. There is a fair amount of paperwork that needs to be done. But Laurie, I can probably put you in touch with someone who does know. So please feel free to send me an email. Hang on. You know where to get me anyway, but there it is. Sorry, there it is. So just in case you don't know, just email me and I'll see what I can do. And maybe I can put you in touch with somebody who knows what they're doing. My husband says subscribers mean nothing. He watches stuff that he doesn't subscribe to. This is also true. And judging from my latest video views, I'm getting far more views than I have subscribers anyway. So I'm hoping people, decide at some point, okay, Gideon doesn't talk too much nonsense. We can actually subscribe to this. Mark Twain is like Jim Beam and Maker's Mark knockoff. That's one hell of a description, Andre. Irish whiskey for life, but SA whiskey a close second. And we've got a patriot in the room, and then Andre's fighting with Scottish. Gosh, what have I started in the comment section? Baratus logo for sure, but also anything gun related. Dudes, I might actually speak to Chris Bass. He's from B-Tact. They're also in the business database. He made me a really cool rifle bag. He made me a really cool sort of shell carrier belt thing that I can put my shotgun shells into. I can't remember, bandolier type job. And he does amazing work. I might actually, one day when I have money to do higher end products, get in touch with Chris and see if I can commission some Baratus range bags or whatever you guys think what would you, and in fact, let's do a little bit of market research between like the 53 of you that are watching me right now. What would you like if you had to buy a farm related product with a Baratus logo on it? What would you be interested in buying? Okay. I know everyone wants a travel mug. We'll still get to that. But right now I'm open for suggestions. I used to write my best as I go over. I might have to do the same tomorrow. I might have to live stream hungover tomorrow. It's good for exposition and YouTube recommendations. I presume that is. Sorry, Beth. Beth had a stream at the exact same time by accident. We didn't coordinate properly. It's kind of like a channel named. You see this? I just said add the comment to the feed before reading it. That always works well. Okay, a can concealment with a Baratus logo. That could work if I can get in touch with the can concealment people, which I probably can because I know a lady who knows a guy that could work. Okay, a holster. I could probably organize a holster with it on. Outer waistband holster, sure. Andre, I dig Rian and his brother. The Kutsias are awesome folks, and I will gladly partner with Fortis at any point on projects. And I think there's a lot of room for collaboration anyway. And hopefully, as the country opens up again, that's exactly what's going to happen. At least that's what I'm hoping is going to happen. Gun covers for sports shooting. Okay, that's an interesting one I didn't think of, and there is scope for that for sure. Shotgun picture with the slogan "To and make." Okay, double or even triple rifle bag. I've got a double rifle bag from Chris Bass, and it's flipping awesome. It's long enough to fit the FNFL, the full 21-inch barrel one, plus the AR-15 or the shotgun or whatever else I want to put in there. Was actually referring to patches, but range bags, bug-up bags, EDC belt. Yeah, we'll start with the patches, and then we'll work our way through the cooler stuff, because clearly everyone wants it. Simple hoodie without screaming it. Like this idea, Steve. Baratus ammo. Oh, sorry. There you go. Baratus ammo holders or cases. Gosh, you guys are giving a lot of good ideas. 16-inch rifle bag for ACR. What about a mat or towel that you put down when you clean your firearms? Oh, like a tech mat. That could actually be quite cool. It must be FDE. I can get my color scheme to work with FDE, flat dark earth. I promise. I've no cooking clue what it's called. It's a tech mat, but well, I think that's the brand. I don't think it's but it's also colloquially referred to as a tech mat. Alison, if you're looking at holsters, please contact ST Gear. We're all starting out and we'd love to collaborate. Alison, I think you're on my database. I'm convinced I added you. By the way, everyone watching, if you've got a business that you want to put on the database, it's free. Please email me. There you go again. There's the email address. This was basically just me checking in with you guys for the first time in like a week. Okay, Paratus ball patches. We'd like Paratus steel targets, but that's rather well, you know what? I've always wanted to learn how to weld. If anyone wants to take me on as an apprentice, I'm happy to try to learn to make my own steel targets and then brand them, and then we can go there. EDC bag, because I hate handbags. Okay, yeah, I could actually get on board with this. I wanted to like politely try to end the stream so I can get back to editing, but you people just want to chat to me, which is fine. Carry on writing comments, and I'll respond like a pet monkey. Yes, you did. Thanks so much, Database. Awesome. Thank you for wanting to be a part of it. I really appreciate that. Ultimately, the database is about the businesses who are on there and who want to be on there. And the more of you want to be a part of it, the more reach it's going to get and the more impact it's going to have. At least I hope that's the plan. And then I can link it up with other guys' databases that are already existing, and things can hopefully get really big and impressive from there. So yes, steel gongs with Biggie's face on it. That's a super tempting thing to make. Have to register with CIPC. Is that yourself, Andre? Because in case anyone may have missed this, we are a PTY limited now. It's a fun place to be. Flat Dark Earth hoodie with Black Paratus trigger. That could be pretty bloody awesome. Okay, I'm gonna Dion. I'm gonna do a screenshot of your comment so I can save it and send it to Bernard tomorrow. There we go. EDC bag. Okay, a lot of people. Okay, just explain to me quickly what your concept of an EDC bag is. Is it like a messenger bag, or is it something a bit more subtle than that? Voorsteer, I will take you up on this because I have no cooking clue how to weld, and I've always wanted to learn. Anton, awesome to see you. And don't worry, ek moet ook nog vanaand werk. And Anton, we need to actually go to the range. We have some filming and fun we need to do next week. Let me know how your schedule is, please, and I will invite the rest of you. Don't worry. Like any of you in Cape Town who want to come shoot with me, we'll organize a nice, fun shoot, and I promise. And it'll just be lekker. I'm gonna send your email to Cami to Advertiser Learning Center. Please do, Beth. Please forward it to her. P.S. I can make minimalist wallets for you as well. Have a CNC machine and skills, not too bad. Always in the market for those, and I would love to get you on the database, and we can just punt stuff. Any thoughts on leave for Russia? It seems from the outside like a failed experiment. It pretty much is a failed experiment, but I would probably only leave for a place that has similar or better gun rights. So, and I'm also kind of limited language-wise. But there are options. I think a lot of people are thinking of leaving, but for now, I've got a lot keeping me here, including family, that I don't just want to leave behind. And that's a major concern. Tati, Graham really wants Paratus-themed underwear. I don't think this is your first request. And at some point, it might actually, if I have enough whiskey, this might even seem like a good idea. Keep drinking the whiskey, we'll keep chatting. Okay, so this is a kayer. I'm just basically having a kayer with you guys. Coyote brown or olive drab green hoodies. That actually, I like that. I've got a moon bag. I've got a 511 tactical one that I actually did a review on. That works really bloody well. I mean, I carried to the gym for ages when jogging with the thing. They are epic, epic, epic moon bags. And I think you don't even need to order. I ordered mine via Amazon. But I think you can order them directly from 511 now, although I'm not even sure anymore how import-export works with this whole bloody lockdown story. But they are epic moon bags. So if anyone in South Africa is capable of reverse engineering something similar, like an EDC moon bag, I think there might be a market for it. Bear in mind, okay, it lets everyone know you've had your midlife crisis and that you're over 30 and that you like have fond memories of the 80s and that you probably like Miami Vice and that you probably listen to like synthwave and a lot of stuff like that. So the moonbag says a lot of things about you, maybe not all of it positive, but it's very practical. It works really well. Oh, your side hustle. Okay, that's what you want to get CIPC registered. Good. Do it. It's a lot. Just go directly through them. By the way, Andre, just in case you didn't know, you can. That's what I did. I went directly through them. I didn't use an agency. It was super cheap, and I got registered in like a day. It was not a difficult thing. Okay, everyone's a moon bag. I don't know how I feel about this, but okay. She was streaming, but we clashed by accident. That kind of happens these days. Sounds like a handbag for Oaks Cornet with the EDC bag. It might be. Hey, listen, I may have a man bag. I'm not going to admit to this. Disruptive gray and olive drab green. I like these colors men come up with. We can't call something like sky gray or sea gray. We have to call it disruptive gray. It's epic. A night shoot. I would love to do a night shoot again. My USP has got Trigicon night sights on it. Need to give those a run again. Okay. EDC bag with space for firearms, spare mag, Kershaw, wallet, glasses case, and a flashlight. I think this is something that Chris and I can talk about. Okay, I'll make a note of that as well. I support Baradas and Baradas supports me. You make me sound like I'm a wonder bra, Shoal, but we might find a space for that tagline. It's a man purse. Kind of it is. Sticking tactical before moonbags still don't make them cool. No, they're not. Look, I don't think they've ever been cool, but it's fine. Who cares, right? If they work, they work. I wear mine shamelessly anywhere I go in public. And people think it's murva hilarious, but it works. So what happened at the doctor then? No, Anton, you need to ask me which doctor. Man bag requires mullets and high tops. I don't know if I'm going to pull the mullet off, but the high tops definitely. Always wanted a pair of those. I did a short stream with Anton. Short stream, and it was under 15 minutes. I'm tired and I don't have the stamina. I don't have the stamina either. And we've been here going for 45 minutes, guys, and I still have so feel like editing to do. But it's just nice actually catching up with you folks for a change. Did I touch you on your studio? Because I certainly did touch me on mine. I would be more keen on a chest-worn kit bag like this for... okay, I think I know what you're talking about, but I'll go check that out anyway. I do like the chest bags as well. They're slightly cooler than moon bags, but still. Brod's cooler bag and flask for whiskey. Anton, you speak my language. I'm getting all my good ideas. Rick, all the cool kids are wearing moon bags as Daniel show back. No, but that's just sacrilegious. That's not how God intended a moon bag to be worn. Reloading equipment. Talk about the old-fashioned green machine where it's at 24/7 like anyone's selling. I don't know if anyone's still selling those, but you can pretty much get reloading. I don't think I've got the current capital capacity to sell my own, although one day when I'm big. Anton was asking me what happened at the doctor, but okay. Or sorry, I'm just interjecting. See, the feed doesn't tell me who's replying to who, so I just see stuff popping up, comments individually with no context. No, listen, I have to draw the line at Crocs. I don't think Paratus themed Crocs should be a thing, unless that's what you want. Because if that's what you want, I'm willing to do a Steve Jobs and give it to you. Now, that was a Henry Ford, sorry. Steve Jobs decided that people don't know what they want, and he'll just make them want what he gives. That sounded worse than I intended it to. I just figured that out. And okay, third RP score is going down. Beraad kosblik vir my broodjies by die skietbaan. Okay, now we're just getting into nightmare territory. And on this bombshell, we're coming up 45 minutes. Guys, I'll stream from CHS tomorrow. I'll let you know what time that's going to be, and it's going to be fun. I'm going to go edit an article so you've got something to read tomorrow morning, because there's a follow-up that I'm editing that follows on directly on that on Thursday. Then I've got Mike Schussler at 9 a.m. on Thursday morning talking about the economy. So if you've got questions, point them at me. Swear at me if you want as well because of things I say on the internet. Please share that video about how to license a farm as far as you can, please. I would really appreciate it. There's 48 of you watching. If I see 48 new shares on that video tonight, I know cool stuff has happened. And if you want in on the database, the business database, send me an email, let me know. And yeah, guys, it's been flipping fantastic finally catching up with you a little bit. No, it won't be at 1800, I promise. And we will do Whiskey Friday on Friday as normal. And that's pretty much it. So stay safe. Thanks for tuning in. License a gun if you don't have one yet. Buy good ammo. And hopefully I can sell you caps really soon. Baie dankie. Lekker slaap. Goeie nacht. Soue bone. Good night. And alles. Cheerios.